Welcome to Business Tips with Michael Tobian. Today's video is 5 ways to dominate your social media presence. Social media is an area of weakness for most businesses, and the reason for this varies. Some business owners don't like to use social media very much in their personal life, so it's kind of a foreign concept to them when they endeavor to use it in their business life. Some business owners are impatient. Some attempt to implement a social media strategy, but they just do a poor job of it. Some people get out consistent content, but it's all fake and spammy looking and things that nobody cares about. You've probably seen this. They just look like advertisements. And some people just don't feel like there's a whole lot of value in social media anyway, and so they just put in a half effort if they do any at all. So I have some experience with social media in a few different business ventures. The first one, I owned a content creation business that was in the social influencer space. The business was called Slap Laughter. So the partner that I had in this business had 2 million Facebook followers on his Facebook page. We had a staff of content creators that would put together theme-based memes, and we would share it on Facebook using Facebook Instant articles, and we got paid through ad revenue. The business quickly became very lucrative. However, the timing for the business was unfortunate because a few months after our biggest month, Facebook got into some hot water with some bad press with privacy issues they had. You may have seen on C-SPAN, Mark Zuckerberg was answering all kinds of questions from the United States legislature. So as a result, they had changed some of the way they had paid their advertisers. And unfortunately, that ended up being us, and the business kind of ended up fading away. But what a great experience it was to be involved in a social media business that was successful. I also use social media extensively with my entertainment company, Utah Live Bands and dancebands.com. So today I'm going to go over 5 social media strategies that will give you a very strong online presence. These are strategies that not a lot of people do, but I'm confident that if you put the effort into this, then you'll see success in these areas. The first one is a significant effort. If you don't put a significant effort into your social media presence for your business, I don't think there's typically much value in doing it at all. Most people want to improve their social media effort because they feel like it'll be a cheap and easy way to do marketing. After all, social media is cheaper and takes less effort than print advertising and other things, right? Actually, wrong. Everyone thinks this way, and that's why there is so much opportunity for social media marketing and networking, because everybody else does it poorly. So in order for you to have a strong social media presence, you really need to allocate a significant amount of your time to do it. You may even consider hiring somebody else to do that, or give somebody else the responsibility of managing it, maybe somebody else in your company, the responsibility of managing your social media efforts. I see so many businesses that attempt a social media campaign, but they give up on it, not having seen immediate results. Well, they didn't see results because nobody cares about the random post that they do every 2 weeks. Take it seriously. All right, number 2, high quality, relevant content that people care about. This is another area that most people do so bad at. They put spammy and garbage content, and that's almost worse for your business than no content out there at all. So as a business, you're already on thin ice in this area. You already look like an advertisement because you're a business. Also, Facebook and some of these other platforms, they like to push the personal stuff and not so much the business stuff. So you already look like an advertisement. So, putting spammy and garbage and advertisement-ish type posts out constantly will just make it worse. Many people will hire a social media expert, and that expert can write articles or blog posts or create graphics and do posts for them on Facebook or Instagram. I'm sure there are some wonderful freelancers and companies out there that do a great job of this. But I personally have not had good experiences with this because anytime I hire it out, it seems like the person I'm hiring never really cares that much about the content they're creating. They just try to put stuff out and they maybe put a little effort into it. They think they're putting out high quality content, but it's really not that relevant or interesting. It always looks like we're trying to sneak in some kind of spammy content whenever I hired somebody to do this. I recently hired a marketing guy who promised the world in terms of this social media stuff. He was going to put out a ton of content, really high quality stuff, graphics, blog posts, videos, things like that. Well, when he started doing that, I was observing what he was putting out there because I was interested in what he was doing. And the articles that he would write weren't really that interesting. They were something that anybody could have written. They didn't really give any real expert opinions on anything. And how could they? Because he was not an expert in my industry. He was a marketing expert. He did a little research and did a blog post, but anybody could have done that research. So he was just a guy with a marketing background. I was discussing this concern with him, and I was telling him, man, this content you're putting out is not that interesting. And some of it was kind of contradictory to what I think anyway. And, we have some real expertise here that we can put out there. And his comment was that, he just was finding articles online and he would basically spin them or he'd rewrite them. He may be fine in terms of plagiarism standpoint because he was actually writing his own stuff. He was just taking the concepts from other articles. But his mindset was off of the kind of social media culture that we were trying to generate. His goal was not to develop high quality content that people cared about. It was just to put something out there because it was his job. Well, that's not what I'm about. And so we discontinued his services. I have a new marketing guy now. He really isn't much of an SEO expert, but he has extensive experience in the industry that we're in. So we have strategy meetings and we strategize on how to put together really good quality, interesting content to our social media platforms for our audience. And so one of the things we do is we produce high quality vendor spotlight videos. We spotlight some of the vendors in our industry that we like working with and that we work with at the events that we produce. And we take high quality pictures and videos and we share them and we do things that are interesting to our audience. So we produce events. Whenever we do an event that's interesting, we'll take pictures of the event, we'll post it and say, hey, look at this cool event we did this week. Well, our audience likes that because they like to see what we're up to. That's interesting to the circles that we cater to. This is the kind of content that's going to build your social media following. You can't trick people into being interested in what you have to say. It's not an area that you'll be successful in when you're being fake. So you have to deliver good content in order to keep people's attention. Number 3, consistency. Most people will give up on their social media strategy pretty quick, maybe after a month or two, because they put some effort into it and they're not receiving results and they say, wow, I really thought this was going to take off. It looks like it didn't. Well, I had a YouTuber say once that you should not even look at your subscriber count number until you've put out at least 35 videos. Don't even look at it. YouTube reports that the average YouTube channel takes 22 months to get the first 1,000 subscribers. So building a social media following on any platform takes time. It's just like real life. A real life network of friends takes time to build. The people in your social media platform are real people and they're engaging in real friendships online, whether you like it or not. So this brings me to my next point, and this is number 4, networking opportunities. Social media consists of real people. These are real relationships. So if you don't do any social media in your personal life, you will find it very difficult to implement social media into your business strategy. People with successful social media platforms are typically people who are active on social media in their personal life. If you aren't, then you probably should have somebody else in your organization head up your social media efforts. Whatever your feelings are about Facebook and Instagram and these different platforms, if you want a strong social media business presence, then don't fight the reality that social media is a real network of friends. Treat them like they are real. Don't be rude to people online like so many people are. Reach out to people, comment on their posts, share things with them. Social media is a great way to stay connected with people in your industry consistently and regularly. Face-to-face relationships don't always have this frequent opportunity to do this. So take some time to network with people in your industry on Facebook and Instagram. Give them shout outs, comment positive things on their posts, wish happy birthday to them, be helpful to them. Do the same kind of things with them that you would do in real life. Number 5, get involved with social media groups and organizations. For most businesses, Instagram and Facebook are going to be where you're going to get the most traction from your efforts. Some businesses and industries are really big with LinkedIn, and obviously content creation type businesses. They love the YouTube presence or possibly even TikTok or other things like that. So take some time to figure out what platforms are going to be the best for your business and your industry. Prioritize the ones that you're going to see the most success with, and only take on what you can really commit to and do it right. You may find it beneficial to get involved with Facebook groups. Some of these industry-related Facebook groups are actually quite large and influential. People build relationships and network, and they offer things and they accept offers for work in these Facebook groups. I've got lots of gig-related work from Facebook groups that I just randomly joined and kind of built a friendship with some of the people in there. So you may want to get involved in some of these. So as a summary, make sure that you focus on the following things in your social media strategy. 1, make sure you put a significant effort into it. 2, focus on high quality, relevant content. 3, consistency. 4, look for networking opportunities online in social media platforms. And then finally, look for social media groups and organizations that you can join. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you'll subscribe and follow and do all those great things so that you can get more content from me in the future. Have a good day.